Yes, it's week 5 of the Gfinity Elite Series. There is Cobblecog on his phone, probably predicting who is going to win this match. If either of these sides, XL or Endpoint, get a win, they will go top of the table. Now, I don't want to waste any more time. What I want to do is leave Jammers and Damascus for a second as I throw over to your commentators, Logan and F-Word. What are you saying, gentlemen, about this match?
Thank you very much, Tom. This is going to be an extremely tasty one. Straight away, very interesting. Coin toss 1, XL's chosen home. Any theories, Logan?
Well, they are saying that they have a strategy. I can't identify what the strategy is based on these matchup picks. They said they're going to tell us if they win, so they better win, pretty much. I mean, I'm not sure. XL are definitely going to be the favourites here. As we said, whoever wins this one goes into the lead on the table. They're both in great form, 3-1. Endpoint, of course, lost last week pretty heftily to Epsilon. Great performance by Takamura. And they've got quite a changed lineup as well. So it's going to be exciting to see. XL, one of the strongest teams in the tournament as well. So it's going to be a challenge.
Even with that loss last week, their MVP player, and best player in the tournament so far by percentage, 90% win rate, still won his game. So I'm not sure they are the favourites in this match, to be completely honest with you. With Broski playing twice, the hidden gem, the guy that no one can seem to beat, having only lost 1 round so far in this entire Elite Series, maybe Endpoint are arguably the favourites there.
Well, for me, he's going against 2 of the strongest players in the tournament. Hurricane in great form, and Infectious, of course, incredibly strong. But we're opening up with the first game now, which is going to be Brian using his Rashid. He's up against Jones Arcade. I know your nemesis online.
Oh, man, he had a great weekend as well in the recent local tournament. I can't touch this kid, and you'll see if Brian can teach me a thing or two.
Fight.
Oh, using that awesome Capcom Pro Tour costume there for Ken. Tuxedo up, he's dressed for the occasion, but we've gone to full screen.
Interesting this because home team would have had to reveal Brian, so the response from Endpoint was to whip out Jones Arcade, so they see an advantage here.
I feel they may see an advantage in terms of the player matchup. This is definitely not a favourable matchup for Ken, but Jones Arcade might do very well online against Brian.
Brian has a very jump-heavy style, maybe that confident anti-air game from Jones Arcade.
Absolutely.
He's very good at countering those jump-ins. Right now, a very patient approach from Brian, just sitting back, but suddenly he goes in.
Both these guys are playing very patiently, and they're waiting for those bursts, those moments. Both of these characters can do so much damage when they get in, so... Right now, you've got that awful corner pressure there from Rashid. So difficult to deal with, but patience again from Jones Arcade. Gets out with the V reversal, and he reverts back to the Hurricane. Nice anti-air, the heavy spinning mix.
In the corner activation, I like that. And dashes in and gets the throw. The mix-up. Oh, it's gone.
Oh!
So wise not to wake up there, and he was ready for the setup. Oh, nice catch on the trip guard. Double jab. Oh, he should be over.
Oh, no.
Drops it.
He went for the fierce Dragon Punch.
Throw too early as well.
Executional error. We've seen a couple of those already. Great tech on the throw.
He's in again.
Finally, that V-trigger's gone. Good V reversal again.
Oh, Jones rides it out.
I really, really appreciated Jones Arcade's defense there. It was so patient.
Especially having made the mistake, it can be so easy, Logan, to feel like you need to just make sure it doesn't cost you. But he was patient, and it paid off.
A lot of Ken players are so dependent on that V-trigger activation, and he was happy to use the V reversal there. He wasn't really mashing any XD DPs in strings. He was blocking it out. I really like this play here from Jones Arcade. Brian trying to come back.
He's dealing with the Brian pressure really well. In the corner now, though. Great position here for Brian. Can throw those Hurricanes out freely. Nice dash up and switches it up here.
Uses that single hit to just mask the dash.
Oh, what a choice.
Brian does let the EX reversal go this time, and he's gone from corner to corner.
Oh, good blocks.
Oh,
no cancel.
Oh, he doesn't get the OS.
Jones Arcade, missing his run. No jump for you.
Can't jump from there, gets the extra eagle spike in.
Finish the combo, yes.
Oh, and the V reversal had just finished.
He stopped the combo, expecting the Hurricane to hit him. Fireball. Jones looking to...
Oh, he could have finished the combo off. He wasn't ready.
Another fireball. Tense moment here. Brian in the corner.
Oh!
The
Thunder Kick takes it.
Ladies.
He had 2 opportunities to finish him off, but he pushed him to the corner. Great use of the range, the extended range on that Thunder Kick to finish it off.
So impressive from Jones. Smelt the fear, acknowledged that his opponent wasn't going to do anything. Dash forward, block jab, overhead, love it. Such good reading of your opponent's wants and needs.
And you can see he's happy with himself there.
That was tense. I mean, he almost threw away the first round as well, so he's got to be extremely relieved, Logan.
I think that was a really solid defense performance. Brian definitely acknowledging that as well. Really good stuff. Let's take a look at the pivotal moments here. Great V reversal.
That V reversal was awesome. Fantastic choice. 3 bars to spend. Why not get rid of it? Ooh.
Brian was really respectful, though. There was a number of times where Jones Arcade was using single taps and then walking up with the throw. Ken can't do that. He hasn't got the frame advantage to do that and then walk up throw. So, yeah, a lot of respect there from Brian. Wasn't trying to interrupt at all with the 3-frame light kick. Jones Arcade closed it out, though. Really good stuff from him.
Oh, massive contrast between the two teams there. Love the togetherness of Endpoint. Of course, they were the leading team up to this. And there's Gino cheering his team on right behind him, throwing every punch. Anti-air in every jump in. What a result. Okay, first game goes to Endpoint.
So now we're going to move on to another matchup between 2 heavyweights. Well, literally in Hurricane sense. He's a big boy. Him against Broski. These are 2 really informed players.
And it's a really interesting one as well because, as I keep saying, the pressure arguably on Broski to keep up this amazing momentum he's had so far in the tournament. I think this is the first time, though, that we're going to see him play twice. You know, he usually only gets the 1 game, does the damage and gets out of there.
He has got that tremendous win record, but obviously it's only 4 games. Well. It's only 4 games that he's played, so he hasn't played that many games. But in the ones that he has,
and also in my opinion, Cammy, at the lower level, just before the highest of the highest level, I think Cammy beats Dodson. I think when you get to the very top level, like the F champs and Kazunokos, Dodson might have a slight edge. But actually at this level, which is maybe just a fraction below those guys, not too far away.
Well, these guys are both master rank now, so, you know, be interesting to see. Neither of them particularly travel either, so we don't really know whether it'd be interesting to see.
I wouldn't compare Broski's Dodson to F champs, but it's an amazing Dodson nevertheless. There's that win rate we spoke about, 8-1. Hurricane looking to dent that significantly.
Yep.
Going to be an interesting one. Hurricane, no doubt, will go with his signature Cammy for this. Broski, no hesitation, straight to Dodson. I remember in the first few weeks, Logan, actually, Broski didn't want to play as much because he said he didn't like the idea of Dodson 1 game. That's why we saw the other guys, and he was only being utilized once. I think they've realized now they've got a bit of a weapon in this guy.
I think Dodson can definitely be utilized in 1 game. He's a lot of gimmicks.
Just as much an advantage as disadvantage, right?
Absolutely. It depends on your play style, though. Obviously, Broski, if he doesn't feel like he plays in that style, with the mix-up orientated Dodson, then it's not for him. But here we go. Fight. Someone's been using the finger paints there on her legs.
Oh, punish.
He could have got a big punish there.
That's a bit of a let-off.
Someone needs to charge their pad up as well.
Great answer there from Hurricane. Just V skills in. That anti-air jab lets Broski down, and he's in the corner in a lot of trouble now. Great start hit.
Oh!
This from Hurricane.
That is a huge let-off.
Oh,
here we go, and he gets...
Oh, big drop. Stun was racking up. That round was almost secured. Broski has let Hurricane live, which is something that I've seen many times. You cannot afford to do. Nice in. In front, should be over. Hurricane should close out this round.
And he finishes it with the next DP. Yep, gets that last hit and closes it out.
Beautiful play there. That drop combo from Broski costing him everything.
Yep.
Hurricane goes 1 round
Got the
up.
accidental teleport there, didn't want that. And as you said, Dodson is so good at stunning really quickly. You have to make the most of it. Back throw into the corner. Respectful. That time the anti-air jab does work, and he's using the frame advantage there on the fire.
Oh, beautiful conversion of the teleport backwards in front. Good block there. Nice view reversal. Puts him in the corner too. Returns the favor in kind. Does Broski. Needs to get out of this situation. Hurricane will pile on the pressure here. Gets away with a jump in. Good tech. Buttons in front, behind.
Really keeping him pinned down here in the corner, and great spacing here by Hurricane as well. He does fight his way out, though. He's bought a little bit of space, and that V reversal has probably helped out Broski as much as it's helped out Hurricane.
Yeah, that V reversal was a bad decision. Stopped the momentum, but gave him the full screen back. 50 seconds on the clock. Big hit.
Oh, gets the throw.
Broski closes out. Instant overhead. Tech.
Oh, he teched the throw. I respect that a lot. If he'd gone for the instant overhead,
can't throw anything. Oh, gets the trade in the air from Broski. Great choice to take to the air there.
I really like going for that throw. That was really clever, but Hurricane was ready for it.
I agree, Logan. That was a very, very brave tech. Just had the read. Wasn't able to close out, though. 1 game apiece.
Oh, this is going to hurt.
Oh, too high. Gets away with that teleport behind. Nice choice of V-skill there. He's ready for that dash. That's the 2nd time now. He's interrupted with the crouch jab.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
Oh, don't back rise. Wise of Hurricane not to wake up with anything. V trigger activated. Gets V reversaled, however. Nice trade.
He's got a significant life lead, but
bad button gets opened up. This could be the turning point.
He's got that super ready to go as well.
Can't throw anything. This is when it becomes difficult for Dodson. Critical up.
Oh
my goodness! Oh, you beast! Oh my day!
That's not going to kill. He's got low health anyway.
Good punish. Oh, knockdown. Broski gonna build up that great health. One hit could do it. Great health built up.
He's got no.
Oh,
the
God.
Vessel.
What a moment this is.
Hurricane's gonna have to win this one. Honestly, he's got no bar. He has to get through this obstacle course.
Broski not throwing any fires.
Broski needs 2 honest hits here.
The Hurricane to take it. Broski delivered his first defeat in this series so far. Beautiful play from Hurricane.
How about that full screen with punish?
You said it earlier,
into
right?
The critical.
Oh my God.
My word.
We were having a conversation just before we came on. You were talking about how those Dodson limbs stay active and punishable for quite a long time in this game. That was a great example of how to utilize opportunities to do damage from full screen.
And that's the sort of stuff that we've come to expect from Hurricane. That was incredible stuff.
What a moment that was. Brilliant result as well for XL on the verge of going 2 down. Now it's 1 apiece.
Yeah, that was a really important result.
That's got to be the longest game we've seen in the series. I mean, the matches are so brutally fast.
Yeah.
In Elite Series.
That's how the game's put together, right?
That was so slow and long.
Make sure you GIF this. I want to see this GIF.
Days.
I want this on Twitter right now.
Damn. Don't with buttons.
That
Hurricane.
was godlike.
Such an intense final moment here as well. Just the V skill wasn't ready for it.
We said he had no resources to get around those fireballs. We forgot the V skill, and it paid off for him.
It's a great move to approach with, and also she's plus if it's blocked.
She is plus, of course.
Would have put Dodson in a terrible situation either way. Wow, what a result. And the MVP, the most notable player here at the tournament, you could say, for his amazing antics.
One of the most flamboyant players anyway. Jester Power, he's going up against Infectious. Now, Infectious is definitely one of the strongest players right now in the UK.
Oh, absolutely. I think he's one of the strongest players in Street Fighter 5, period. I've seen this guy go up against the best of the best at Red Bull Commentator. I had the pleasure to commentate some of those matches, and he looked like he was born to play against those guys. He held his own. He
looked in his element. Of course, he got a massive win over Daigo Umehara, one of the legends of Street Fighter. But right now, he's going up against one of the legends of the Gfinity Elite Series, Jester Power. 1 apiece right now between these, and it's really going to play into it because...
And interesting to see Infectious whipping out the Nikali. I think this could have a little bit to do with why they sacrificed that coin toss advantage.
Yep. We're going to see Infectious play 2 games back-to-back. He's staying on for the 4th match.
And there will be a guaranteed 4th match, of course, with it being 1-1.
Both of these players tremendously patient, so we might see one of the longest we've ever seen.
Might outlast the last one.
It will definitely be shorter than a Shaxx match, I can tell you that for nothing. Here we go.
Good positional advantage here for Jester Power.
The thing is now, Jester Power cannot allow himself to get predictable because Infectious is so good at noticing and identifying patterns and making the most of it. Nice block on that cross-up.
I like the back dash, just took the trade there. Glad
gets a counter hit there.
Yeah, strange.
So that wasn't a legit anti-air. He probably went for a button or a throw. Chases up.
Punish. Good pressure though. So patient, it's just the power. Absorbs so much pressure, his playstyle.
Yeah, we're all even still.
Vital part of playing Claw.
You really don't want to get pinned down though. He's walked himself into the corner.
Here. Didn't convert.
Now the momentum switched up. He's gone to Clawless. Oh! He walked out of the range of that command grab.
That critical art was there as well, Logan. That was a massive miss there for Infectious. Gonna get it anyway. Missed the count hit. That's 2 times this round now. He had the opportunity.
Yeah, he needs to be closing out.
15 seconds. Your prediction coming very much true, Logan, with time.
This is so close.
10 seconds.
A grey life. I don't know who's got
Chip.
it. Right now, Infectious has got the life lead.
Definitely got the lead.
He's gonna back off.
Just taking too long.
And he uses his bar. That was a very sensible use of meter. You might be at home wondering, Why did he do critical art there when it was never going to hit? That is actually called a timer scam. You use the animation, the freeze animation of the critical art to burn those last 2 seconds of the timer and ensure that you win via timeout with the life lead. So that's why he's done that. He's traded all of his bar for the round.
Great decision from Infectious.
Very tactical.
He'll get all that meter back, no doubt. It's the nature of Street Fighter 5.
Absolutely. Build it
now,
so
actually, positionally, he has Jester Power cornered, so potentially close this out. Nice choice there from Jester Power to gain some ground, though. Oh, bad button timing.
Big jump in, and he's pushed him back to the corner again. Allows him to dash up and throw, and again.
We saw Jester victim to this just last week. This time he does tech at last.
He needs to be reacting to that dash, though, because he hasn't got that much frame advantage off the throw. Jester playing really respectfully, and I think Infectious has identified that. He's taking advantage, squeezing a few more frames than he may be allowed.
Yeah, doesn't have that critical art neither. The burst damage he needs to bring this round back. He's at a significant life deficit.
Very difficult for Vega to build meter safely as well.
Oh, nice jab check from Infectious. So difficult to play against this guy because you know you can't approach him from the air.
It's going to be really difficult here for Jester to bring this back because any significant damage he lands on Infectious...
That's it! Oh, still in there!
...is going to give him V-trigger anyway, and then he's in a hugely difficult situation.
Yeah, he's chippable now as well. Beautiful anti-air jab. Finally jumped in. Infectious was ready for it. Great, solid performance.
That was really
risk-averse, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was really solid Street Fighter. It might have not been the most exciting hype match compared to the one we saw before, but that is just real solid play. That's two players that are real masters of range, spacing, and Infectious there coming out on top. I mean, that's really his forte, his strength.
Yeah, if you can't disrupt that style of Infectious, players like him and Problem X and others who are very, very patient and methodical in their approach, you're never going to beat them. You've got to find a way to put them off. But Jester's style doesn't play. That's not how Jester plays. So that was always going to be difficult for him once he was at a life deficit.
Yeah, there we saw the first round via timeout, and the second one just ran out of patience there.
Timeout and 20 seconds on the clock for the second one.
Once he was at chippable health and Infectious had that super there stocked, it was really an impossible task for Jester Power, and Infectious showing why he's such a tough opponent. He's going to be staying on, and he is going to be going up against Broski, who has just suffered his first ever loss in the Gfinity Elite Series.
Yep, he is now potentially going to go on a streak. We've seen the momentum taken away from players. We've seen teams lose one game, then go on to lose 2 games afterwards. Three games, 3 weeks in a row. Momentum is huge in these team tournaments. Broski needs to...
This is a very interesting matchup as well, because Endpoint picked this matchup. They would have put this forward as the away team. So they would have picked Broski against Infection.
I think I know the coin toss trick, Logan. These guys were betting that Broski doesn't know that Infectious has Nikali. I think these guys picked this match thinking Infectious was going to play Zangief. They just didn't know.
Round 1.
I mean, surely you know, right? But
I mean, you must do, but this is not a good matchup for Dodson.
I hear a lot of Dodson say that actually while Nikali doesn't have V-Trigger, they feel like they have a slight advantage, but when he goes into V-Trigger mode, they feel like the match becomes very difficult to control.
And he's already 2/3 of the way there.
Yeah, one of the best characters in the game for building that V-Gauge.
Nice spacing on that drill, though. He's doing really well with that yoga drill.
I would have liked to see a EX Flame there just to get some momentum started.
I'm liking the spacing here from Broski. Nice! Again, using that frame advantage. Gets the counter hit.
Yeah, makes him use a V-reversal as well, which is quite big. Oh, that meter went.
And now he is ready to activate.
Oh, in the corner. Gets caught.
Oh,
big drop. Didn't get a full counter hit punish.
Surely he meant to do stomp there.
Could have killed there, Broski. Just wasn't ready for that with DP, but should be able to close this out.
Broski, is he going to take this round? A massive victory for him.
Infectious still not activated. Finally done.
Oh!
My
there are a few frames of recovery on that V-trigger activation.
Yeah,
not many.
Fate was sealed before he even
But there were enough. I think he tried to activate and then get EXDP punish or something.
I saw him do crouch medium kick before that activation came out. I think committed to the buffer a bit late. Broski looks quite comfortable so far, but you know, it's surprising Infectious is not going straight into V-trigger mode straight away.
Broski is doing so well. He's getting so much off the yoga drill. Nice spacing on the slide. Oh, that time he does whiff.
That was beautiful. Infectious walked into the space of that perfectly spaced drill and just walked back a bit. Broski took the bait.
It was a drop combo though. He didn't finish it off.
Unfortunately. Broski, really good right now, but he's losing ground, almost in the corner.
Ooh, could have held it EXDP.
Jump in. Oh, there's another perfectly spaced drill. Goes in this time with a crouch fierce.
Infectious looking to activate. There we go.
Finally an opening. So patient from Infectious. Will it pay off? Critical art, yeah.
Massive damage, and you're in the corner as well, and you've got to take this mix-up. It's not a good situation. Look at all that red on the bar.
Oh, the command grab.
Command grab. One more guess. Oh, and that's it.
Wow. That's what patience pays off. Goodness gracious. That whole round, Broski played perfect. Got hit by one crouch fierce. Infectious game plan revealed.
Nice whiff punish with the ground pound. It's actually a crush count and a roundhouse.
Was it a roundhouse? Yeah. Painful. Beautiful turning point.
Oh, nice slide. Both these guys spacing so well.
Ooh, almost jumped in on that heavy kick.
Infectious now.
Ready for that teleport behind. First bit of risk there taken by Broski, and he's got a significant life lead. Not sure why he did that, but he didn't get punished for it too much. Lots of great health taken now. Runs into that slide. Great round from Broski, but Infectious again has that meter.
Infectious looking to get into range for that hard kick again.
I see a lot of the Nicardis just activate, just raw activation in this matchup just to make it more difficult to control him. Remember, his V-trigger doesn't run out. Broski just has all the answers.
Oh, and he's going to close it out! And there we saw once again the use of the drill. The first ever dive kick in Street Fighter 2, I believe it was. Dodson, traditionally that keep away character, but the spacing from Broski was so good, and he has managed to beat one of the very best players in this Gfinity Elite Series.
I said at the start of the series, Logan, Endpoint have every chance in the world because they have this guy as well as their original players. I mean, this kid is a problem. We just saw him really take Hurricane to the edge, and now he's beating Infectious.
Let's have a look at the pivotal
play.
Moments here, and this is going to be where he closed it out. He tried to activate an anti-A, couldn't manage it.
These two command grabs, just, I mean, as a Dodson player, you don't want to put a foot wrong. You want to sit there and wait.
Yeah. This situation here is exactly why it is a bad matchup for Dodson. You don't want to be in the corner with an activate.
Actually, in neutral, it's not a bad match at all. Until he activates. Maybe something Infectious will go and reverse
Very interesting, yeah. I mean, you know that he's a very educated player. He made a conscious decision not to activate his V-trigger in that neutral situation. And he was waiting for a confirmed activation. He went for a couple of jumps, he went for a couple of hard kicks. He wasn't able to get that hit that he wanted to get the guaranteed activation.
Yeah.
And in the end, Broski was able to just cut him down with normals. And again, the spacing. Talk about the spacing.
Yeah, I feel like not only the spacing was perfect, but the anticipation on the spacing was so impressive from Broski.
Yeah.
He actually did it against Hurricane a few times where he did a preemptive down and fierce punch. To anti-air, absolutely prepared for it, anticipating movement. There was a number of situations where Infectious was moving forward and he was sliding at the perfect range for Infectious to step in to a meaty slide. I mean, he's just anticipating there, which is a big part of playing Dodson.
Well, once again tonight, we are going down to our last match of the set. It's Hurricane. He's going up against Jones Arcade.
Wow, what a way to close it.
Let's hope Hurricane's plugged his pad in now so he gets a bit more battery life on it. Both of these players are very, very aggressive players.
Yeah, extremely aggressive. I mean, we just saw two very slow matches, mainly because Broski played. You know, he's a very patient guy, and you've got to take your time against him. If you charge and you die. Hurricane played slow in that match. He will not play slow in this match. I've seen him in the Ken match. He's going in. And
also, we saw Jones Arcade playing very patiently in his matchup against Brian as well. He took his time.
Shout, that was
really
quite
good
a long
defense
match,
as well. It'd be really interesting to see how both these players play defensively because they've both got such great offensive options, great pressure. Of course, Hurricane's so good using the frame advantage that Cammy possesses on her normals. Here we go. For all of the marbles here, XL versus Endpoint.
Top spot here.
The winner, exactly, moves to the top of the league, and Hurricane already has that corner.
Too hard to combo, but great space dive kick nevertheless. Lost space fireball. Meaty throw puts him in the corner. Jones Arcade, very deadly in the corner. We've seen him do a lot of damage to high-level players when he gets...
Oh, he tried to use the range.
Hurricane knew he was looking for that, baited him out. Big damage.
I think that was just a misjudged space there. He did it really late, and the stun is there. He doesn't want to get another hit.
Yeah, no, great bait from Hurricane. It's turned this whole round around.
Oh, that time he does get clipped, and the back throw will close it out.
Match point.
So in this instance, that patient style from Jones Arcade really just got him killed slowly.
Yeah, he was waiting for that jump in, but Hurricane just knew he was waiting for it.
I feel like in this matchup, you definitely need to take it to Cammy. You can react to the dive kicks, but as you've seen, there's a number of instances. There's another instances where you can get baited. It's very difficult to react to everything reliably.
Bait!
Speaking of baits, we are going to the corner.
Again.
Oh,
that's going to be the round for Jones Arcade, surely.
Bang,
Has
bang.
the meter to kill here.
EXDP to close it off. She's only got 900 health.
What a round from Jones Arcade. Match point, both teams now.
Final round. Here we go.
The winner of this goes to the top of the Elite Series table here for Street Fighter 5. And it's Hurricane who starts off aggressively.
Yep.
Has Jones Arcade cornered straight away. Oh, missed the ZX Tatsu.
To get out of that corner, yeah. Tried to walk out, but he got thrown.
Loads of throws this round from Hurricane. I love the way he's changed it up. Nice space on that dive kick. Oh, was looking for the kill there. Has the critical art. Good throw into the corner for Jones.
This is where it all changes.
Open up. Hurricane's got to be careful. One back.
One more guess. He very sensibly doesn't get up at all.
Oh, bad choice. It's over.
That is going to be it.
XL take it.
We said it was going to all come down to the defense there, and Hurricane made a great decision. He identified that setup there that every Ken uses online. He didn't quick rise or back rise. He let him give up the corner. A frame advantage was gone, and he took it. And in the end, Hurricane, once again, wins it for his team. 2 wins last week, 2 wins this week. He's on a real roll.
That's a huge win, because not only is that a win for XL, but of course, it's another loss for Endpoint.
Yeah.
Just furthers that gap. They were on 10 points, and now on 13. Very difficult to catch them at this stage.
Endpoint starting out with 3 wins straight. They're now on a 2-game losing streak. XL moving into the lead. And here we see Hurricane, after a really, really strong second round here from Jones Arcade, where he managed to close it out with that great corner pressure that we know and expect from Ken. But this was... Oh, we didn't get to see the moment where he successfully negotiated that Tatsu mix-up, but he closed them out. He got the throw bait with the activation into the critical art, closed it out, and Hurricane is your winner. Taking it from
All right, a slight improvement there.
Hey.
Hurricane's pop-off, thumbs up, liking that. Much better than the rock, paper, scissors we saw just a few weeks ago, guys.
Shout out to Problem X and Affy there in the crowd tonight. So, we now have a new leader. Let's throw it over to Tom and see what those guys thought on the desk.
Thank you very much, Logan. Thank you very much, F-Word. Joining me, Jammers and Damascus. Great match there. Again, went down to the wire. 5 matches. It is so much pressure on that matchup 5. Hurricane taking on Jones Arcade, and Hurricane just did enough. An amazing pop-off as well, just to give it a thumbs down.
It was an improvement from last time, because I don't know what this was when he done it last time, but he clutched it out. And this is what I was saying before. He just has that factor that can really turn the tides of battle. And I love the strategy he implemented in the last round. He applied more throws because he doesn't usually do that in the first round. And obviously we're saying this off mic. The players before that last match, they did all they could. So it was down to those 2. Again, Hurricane clutched it out. Yeah, 2 wins for Hurricane. 1 win and 1 loss for the man who's about to join us on this very panel. From Excel, we have Infectious! Little jog, I like it. Come on, join. So here we are, Infectious. Broski came back to defeat you, but it didn't matter in the end because Hurricane and the rest of the other wins were too strong for that team, right?
Yeah, thankfully. Again, very, very difficult match. Both teams played pretty well and happy with the result.
Yeah, of course, 3 points. Going top of the table at the moment. Obviously, that's before Epsilon play later on. Talk us through one of those matches when you were sort of having, you know, Carly, you're sort of against Dodson. That was the one you lost. But before that, what was going through your head when going through that first win?
Me and Jester have very similar styles. And I think in that match, because Nikali's got very explosive damage, if he gets one hit, he can carry you to the corner. It can be a bit tricky for Vega, so I was pretty confident that I'd be able to win just based on the fact that our styles are quite similar and I've got the damage advantage. Yeah, and then against Dodson, were you a little bit disappointed with getting that loss, or, you know? It's always difficult taking a loss. you know, a few things here and there. Broski's just extremely strong, and one of them very strong players who's not had as much coverage and people don't know about him. So as much as it's frustrating to lose, I know that he's a tough opponent, and it'd be good to have got a run back, but hopefully that's to come. Yeah,
amazing matchup. We saw about Hurricane, 2 wins last week, 2 wins this week. That guy needs to just calm down a little bit. And what was all of this about? The thumbs down?
When the hurricane's blowing, there's no stopping it.
I mean, it's always been a good thing to have Hurricane, but there is really one pressing question I know everyone wants to know. Why did you pick home?
The coin toss.
Talk to me.
Yeah, the coin toss situation. What I recognised was the team who picks home actually has an advantage in the last 2 games of the first 3. So if you pick away, you basically get to counter pick on the first game, but the next 2 games, you're at a disadvantage. You get the advantage back on the 4th game. So when you pick home, you're confident, or you pick home if you're confident that you're going to win the first 3 games, and you've got one player who is good against all of the other team's players. And we had Brian, who we were confident against any of their team. And so we felt if Brian can get the win, and then the rest of the 2 games play out okay, we could go 3-0 and have the advantage in the last 2. It didn't work out quite the way that we planned.
This is why he's a high-level player. Look,
but
the tactics,
I have to just say, Infectious, obviously you beat the man, Jester Power. He's up now, right with Ariel. Ariel, what's Jester Power got to say for himself?
Well, currently we're talking about maybe it was his hat that caused the loss today. Do we think that's the case? Because you don't usually wear the hat. You wear the mask, but not the hat.
Yeah, normally wear the mask, not the hat, but a bit rough, a bit under the weather. I got a cold. My barber's on holiday, so I haven't managed to get a haircut. But that's, you know, that didn't stop me. I was still feeling confident. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get it. Infectious, I had a great game, close game with Infectious. I just wanted to play really solid. I don't really think I took to the air. My game plan was ground game and stopping from jumping in. But yeah.
Sometimes in the heat of the moment, you can't always keep that control, can you?
That's the thing. That's the thing. But we were so close. You know, Jones got really unlucky in the end. He tried to shimmy in Hurricane as he woke up, but his hard punch got thrown because he was just out of range. So it was unlucky.
Can I ask you why you didn't play in Game 5?
Myself, it was kind of a toss-up. To be honest, I feel like, well, we'll see what happens if we run it back with Hurricane. But yeah, well, you know. Yeah.
Maybe that was the reason for the loss then. No, back to you, Tom.
Thank you very much, Ariel. Thank you very much to Just the Power as well. Listen, there were so many great pop-offs in the first 3 matches we've seen today. If you've seen one that you've enjoyed, please do tweet us at Gfinity and then put the hashtag Elite Series. So many good pop-offs from comps there. Just epic stuff. So don't forget, if you've seen one today that we haven't shown you again, do tweet us using the hashtag Elite Series. That's what it means to Nassim Claw. That is what it means to that boy and the rest of MVS. And look at Gunslinger, loving the fact he'd beaten Luffy. Is it just bopping off a little dance move there as well? Love it. Well, listen, that is it for this session, but don't run off too far as we're back at 9 p.m. for a real David versus Goliath when Reason take on Epsilon. But can Reason turn it around? Epsilon, who are fielding a team without their star player, Takamura. Keep your thoughts coming on Twitter. Don't forget with the Elite Series at Gfinity. But basically, it is hotting up. Do not go anywhere. So just have a little break, get some snacks, do that thing. I'm going to thank the 2 guys who are with me, Jammers and Damascus. We'll see you very shortly.